Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my soldering series, and today we'll give you a more in-depth, closer look at how I solder. So today we'll be soldering the C-Mate practice board that includes a double pull, double throw switch. So now here it is. And then we'll start off with this. It's the battery connector. If you look at the board here, it says ground and 9-volt. So you loop the black wire into ground. Go. And you just kind of bend it over and loop the red one into 9-volt. Then bend that one over as well. Then you should hold in place and grab your solder and soldering iron. Make the area a little warm. Then solder there. Oops. You see right now how there's a little solder, but there's still extra space. You want to make sure there's no space. So put a little more solder in there. I don't think my heat's high enough. There we go. Let it flow in a little bit, and you have your first connection, and then you repeat with the other side. Make the area a little warm, and then solder. And there we go. There's your first connection. The next part is the resistor. Direction doesn't matter for resistors, so you can just plug it in like this, and then you bend the prongs outwards so it stays, and then you turn the board upside down. And now you can see the exposed holes, and then you solder. There we go. Let's do the other side. Okay, there we go. And these are 2 connections. Then you get your wire cutters and just trim off the excess wiring. Like so. And then here's your finished connections. Okay. And now if you look at the other side, the next step would be the LEDs. So notice how here is a flat side. Then I don't know how well you can see this, but this side is flat on the LEDs. So you basically match the shape. The flat side goes with the flat side, and you bend the prongs outward. And then, yeah, the shapes match. And you turn it back over, and then you solder again. This part you have to be a little careful because the pins are a little closer together, so you gotta make sure you don't connect them together by accident. And just put a little solder. That should be good. And this side. This. And you should be good. And then you trim off the excess. your little connections. Alright. Next part is a little trickier. It's your double pull, double throw switch. Make sure all 6 of the pins are lined up. And do a little maneuvering with your helping hands. You get one hand to hold onto the switch, and the other hand to hold onto the board. And make sure it's held together. Then you solder all 6 pins. And then there you go. We got our nice first connection done. The second one is done. On to the third. There we go. Sometimes you just have to wait and let the solder flow into the connection by itself. And it'll do it eventually. There's kind of a glob around the pin. Just kind of let my iron sit there, keeping it hot, and eventually the solder will flow in and create that connection. Or sometimes you can damage the electronics if you hold your soldering iron on it too long, so you want to be careful with that. There we go. The switch has been soldered. Alright. Oh, mine's a little crooked. That's why you need to be a little careful with your helping hand placement. Anyways, next step is the resistor and LED again. So let's do the resistor next, and the direction doesn't matter, so just kind of stick it in however you like, and then pull the prongs outward, and you place it upside down on the board, then you get to soldering. A little bit, let it flow in. Okay, that should be good. Then you trim off the excess wires. Alrighty, and here's your connection. Next step is the LED, and with the LED's direction does matter. So you just line up the flat sides, and then boom, it's on straight. Then you pull the prongs outwards. You solder again. There we go. Then you can trim off the excess. Then last step is the other wires. They go in the part of the board that says A and B, and the color doesn't really matter. Just gotta make sure it's consistent. Then you fold bend the wires over into the hole so it stays, and repeat with the other side. And then turn the board over. And Oh, you can see that. Can you see this? Okay. Then you just solder the wires. Warm it up a little. Okay, should be good. And the other side. That should be good. And now we trim the excess again. And your board should be complete and look a little something like this. And then, if you're actually going to use this in electronics, you probably want to cover these parts, but since we're just using this to demonstrate soldering skills, here you go. Our connection's done, and thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day, YouTube.